Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pew Time with Tony. And God, I think you're just going to be a part-time co-host at this point. My buddy Eric Kamps.
Hey, yeah, I should get my own segment, right? 3 times
Yeah.
a month.
Eric is joining us now for, well, we're going to recap his major that just happened. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, the Brew City Open, which was, I guess, not the Wisconsin State match, but another major in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but it counts for Northern Illinois, so there's all that because I'm a Northern.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it goes towards their activity fees, but it
Yes,
unhallowed Wisconsin earth,
it's all right. It's close enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if you honestly look at it in the news, all over the Facebook feeds is Buc-ee's near Chicagoland is finally opening. And when you go to click it, everyone's like, it's near Chicago. I'm like, it's Milwaukee.
Yeah. It's just outside of Milwaukee, but
every news, the Tribune, everything, they all title it Buc-ee's coming near Chicago. Is it? I mean, it's kind of close to Chicago, but it's not Chicago. Like,
I've heard people call Miller Park Wrigley North.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I'm not calling it American Family. It's Miller Park. It's always going to.
That's how we feel about, I don't even know what the hell the Sox call their guaranteed rate field. It'll always be Comiskey Park.
Yeah. One of my coworkers has a shirt that says that it's always going to be Kaminsky.
Yeah. But yeah, let's jump in, man. Let's talk about Brew City. We'll talk about match day for you and I. And well, I guess let's start with your setup. How did setting up for this match and bringing everything together go? You've done this a few times now, so it's not your first rodeo.
No, it's not my first rodeo. I would say I had the appropriate amount of time for it. It's always the hardest thing is to get people out there for setup because it's during the week, so who's going to take off of work to volunteer to work in the sun? Not many people. And for those that do, I'm very thankful that they put the time in. My setup with Schultz, it's kind of like a rolling setup where I get access to certain things on certain days, and then more and more as the match gets closer. So there's definitely been some notes that I took about division of labor on the early days when I can't touch most of the bays. Because it's one of our deals. Like most of the range is open day one, some of it's open day two is set up, and then like the last couple of days I get it just to myself. So I could really have done a lot of the admin stuff better early on. We ultimately got it all done, but just a note I made as we were going or as I was going.
It's interesting. You basically the range closes down to members in like phases.
Yep. So there's if people aren't familiar with Schultz, there's basically like 5 pistol bays that are only used for activities at this point, IDPA, USPSA, that kind of thing. So Tuesday I get access to those, but nothing else. And then Wednesday I get all the lower bays. Thursday I get all the upper bays. Friday so people can still do stuff. And there's some events that occur while I'm there. Like we have Tuesday pistol, so I got to be off there before Tuesday pistol starts. And Thursday there's a We Energies trap league, so the upper bays get shut down just because that's where the shot falls.
This feels like small hail. That's all. Not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, I mean it's probably not lethal, but but by the time that starts, it's so late in the day. I'm happy to have a reason to leave.
Sure.
It was long days for me, like I think the shortest days were 8 hours. The longest days were like 14, 15 hours for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, side note, don't miss that. And 2, the planning's already started for 2027. So
yeah, it's coming for you guys.
Oh God. Already.
It's a necessary evil if you're like in the management of a match that you got to be the first ones there. You got to be the last ones to leave. There's no real way around it. I guess if you had shifts of people, someone come early, someone come late, but it's just better all hands on deck as much as possible.
I'm looking forward to this year. I think it'll be, at least for my portion of what I do, I feel like it will be a little less cumbersome and just overall easier because a lot of the sponsors are already signing up from last year.
Yeah.
So that it saves me a headache on that aspect. But
Yeah,
I
it's
also
nice
want
to
to
get
be,
that kind of ball rolling, right? Everyone's knows to hop on. I mean, a big friend of your show, Tim Herron, has been a match sponsor at every major I've run.
yeah,
And it's just no questions asked for Tim. Like, just send him an email. He sends me the cert.
same.
Yeah. So, that saves time, right? Not having to build that bridge twice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. But on the other hand, I also want to make sure that at least because the whole plan is to have it bigger and better kind of every year and just even if it's incremental, feel bigger and better. I feel like I'm gonna have to get it more, whether it's, product prize or just the overall feel or amenities, something else to keep raising it.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing is there's examples all over. It's like you travel to enough stuff, right? Like, some things are easy. You look at like an area match or a nationals, see what they do. But sometimes, ideas can kind of come out of left field. You go to Gun Con, that kind of thing. There might be something outside the USPSA space that gives a very premium feel that we're just not aware of, right? So
We
kind
actually
of
had that for uh, a recommendation. It was weird. I asked about it at the closing of the match, like one of the last posts and stuff like that. And or no, I responded to one of the shooters. I was like, hey, just give us some feedback for the match. And they would like wash stations.
yeah.
I'm like,
I mean,
really? Like, I would have never thought of that. Like,
sanitation, what's that, right?
talking to the wrong guy for this, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it goes both ways when you work in wastewater, right? Like you got to be real comfortable with some real gnarly stuff.
But yeah, I would have never thought of that. I mean, so that's something to look into, even if it's just like in the different sections of the range, because it does. I can see on one hand, it is nice to like rinse the chalk off and shit, right?
Yeah.
And two, it would give it like that elevated feel of a major. Like, oh shit, they got like wash stations, and now we're gonna have like I think one of the ultimate flexes is get those porta potty trailers that are like air conditioned. Like that.
Yeah, that's big flex.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also, probably big money. I mean, I've never looked at renting one of those, but regular porta potties add up fast enough.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, I mean, when you're looking for next year for stuff, I mean, yeah, I mean, just it's good that you got a base established this year, and so it frees up some bandwidth to kind of push it in new directions. So at least that's what I found year to year with matches.
Yeah, but that was a long side note.
That
We'll
was a
talk
long
about
step.
that on a later date. Let's get back to Brew City.
Yeah,
Uh,
back to Brew City.
yeah, so setup wasn't that bad for you. Uh,
Labor intensive, but everything kind of clicked along really nice, and we
yeah,
we had a lot of great help. There was one day I think I counted like 3 different buddies I knew that were match directors, and they knocked out half my stages pretty fast in a good way. It wasn't like they were sloppily done. It was like, oh, you can tell these guys have some experience setting stuff up.
yeah,
So that really helped.
that's good. And what about day one? So, I mean, essentially staff day for shooters.
Yeah, there was like big positives. Like we started pretty close to 9, which I don't feel has ever been the case for me. Like I mean, it's no secret that staff day sucks, right?
Yeah,
From the shooting perspective and from the like management perspective, it's just like every loose end that you didn't tie up or didn't know to tie up becomes really apparent at on staff day, right? Like little things like I didn't have enough boxes ready to go first thing in the morning. That cost us a lot of time,
yeah,
you know, but I think it went pretty well. I mean, it was expected that the upper bays ran slower than the lower bays, just stage size. Something I'll have to address moving forward to try to make them time out a little bit better.
sure. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I talked about it. I think when Jackie and I talked about Brew City on the recap, and like there were hiccups, but nothing that didn't get solved. And there were some things that happened, I witnessed happen, that were really no fault of you. It was just happened to be some issues on some squads where it was like that combined with the little issues that you would see, like steel needing to be calibrated. And then that same squad that took forever moved somewhere else, and then the tablet died. Like,
Yeah,
it
it
just
rains, it pours,
compounds, and
right?
it's not like your fault. Like, it's just a perfect storm of just shit that happens at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely we're feeling that, especially as the day begins to drag and energy begins to leave the squads, right? Like, oh man, we got 3 more stages to go, and it's especially we had on the upper bays. So we had
yeah, I felt really good, right? I've been really working on like the cardio and the stamina to be able to make it through longer, like 10 stage plus matches.
yeah,
And I was feeling good. I'm like, man, I can't believe I feel this good. And then I just started to drop off right away. Nick is actually the one that told me. He goes, dude, everyone's tired right now. He goes, we've been here for like 10 hours. I
yeah.
was like, you know what? You're right. Damn it, I don't have to feel bad about this. It's just a long day. So, but yeah, you recovered quick, man. I mean, they get put out like it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect
No,
on staff day for sure.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's nature of the beast. That's why we have staff day.
And a lot of people don't know. I mean, we talked about it on the show, but you had a huge influx of competitors move to Saturday because down by us in our region, including up in Schultz, we have a lot of law enforcement competitors.
Yeah,
And every single one of them, practically, so 99% of them called you like a day or two before asking to shoot on Saturday instead because they had to work the Pride Parade on Sunday.
yeah, and I was happy to have them. I mean, I always give that disclaimer, the staff day and whatnot,
Sure.
and our Sunday did fill up. I would have to look when we filled it up, but it was, there was also people that couldn't shoot main match. And I just gave them that disclaimer, like it's staff day, so we'll do our best, but it's going to run a little slow.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still had fun. It was still a good time. And be it staff day anyway, there was some like a lot of the big heat and most of the winners shot on staff day.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. I mean, I liked our squad. We had a fun squad watching Nico shoot. Yeah,
an awesome squad, dude.
It wasn't on my bingo card for the day, but like I was happy that I was able to shoot like that. And I mean, one of my personal goals had been in all my other matches, I had to do like the moving around, I'd like shoot a stage when it was open, and then I'd go do match director stuff. I really just wanted to like shoot with the staff as much as possible, and like,
Mm-hmm.
the range master, Mr. Fix It were on it. Everyone seemed to, I mean, I got pulled away a couple of times, but not like in years past where I was pretty much running the whole time.
Yeah, I would say in the beginning, obviously because of the delay of like lack of boxes and like just getting the match, like get the snowball rolling.
Yeah.
And then you were good really until after lunch when a couple of big hiccups happened. That was really I mean, really like 2 times is when you got like pulled away like for a longer period of time. That was it.
Yeah. So I was happy with that, and hoping to have a more stable, like have things set up and ready to go where I can be a little bit more attentive about the shooting and like experience a little bit, but also, wearing match director hat, you're always running somewhere.
Yeah. That's why I always found it amazing guys like Shannon, like the fact that he can still place and perform so well and put on like major, big, giant matches that are really good.
Yeah.
And still place well. It's otherworldly, really.
Yeah. It's quite the feat. And, yeah, you kind of wonder how they do it, but practice makes perfect, I suppose.
Yeah.
Shannon did run or is running just a huge number of matches, right? Like, there were a few years there, like, I feel like most of the nationals and an area match would end up in his lap. So, tip of the hat. And Florida Open, which, I pulled inspiration from that match that it used to be so good.
Yeah. Now we just have our own version.
Yeah. And that was I collected my thoughts on that. It's like, don't want to say I'm going to do it again next year, but the plan is to do it again, year after year. So, kind of want to give it its own identity, like make it something that you want to put on your calendar. Like, yeah, basically the Milwaukee Open, the Brew City Open, like it has a feel, it has a vibe, it has a legacy, right? That's kind of the hope, but one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
'Cause even now, 3 weeks out, I'm still like, I'm just about got it buttoned up in terms of like the last checks cut, the last, getting everything done, right? Because the wrap up can take a while sometimes.
Still happening for Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
I still just had to deal with sponsors and banners and stuff yesterday. So,
But it's a good feeling when you're like, it's in the books, right? Like
yeah. 100%. Well, let's talk about your performance real quick.
Oh, at the match, like shooting wise?
Yeah.
I was doing all right. I had some gun problems that really tanked me on a few stages, which kind of came out of nowhere.
Understatement, sir.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. And then like gun stops working. I'm very disappointed about that, but tried to salvage. I had that reshoot that went the way all reshoots go. Right. I one calibration, right? Yeah, win calibration on it that didn't fall. Then my gun hiccuped really bad.
Yeah.
And it just all went sideways. I'm like,
Yeah.
But I had some moments when I showed up and I felt good about it. So we're getting ready for the Pan American down in Aruba next month. So just got my gun back today. Should be all cleaned, looked over by a mechanic dude. So start putting more rounds on it.
You're getting them both fixed?
No, I just sent off the red, white, and blue one, or a buddy who's good with that kind of stuff went through it. And then I kept the backup gun and I practiced on that. And it ran okay. It had some mystery stuff, but we'll get it all figured out before we fly to Aruba.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had some, man, it was, I'm just going to be honest with you, it was painful on some of them. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
damn, again?
Blazing along, she just locks back. I'm like, why? But
I actually had a weird malfunction on one of mine. It was actually one of the few that you RO'd me. And I went back and watched the footage, and it didn't go all the way into battery. So I'm assuming that round might have been just a little bit longer, so it didn't go all the way in.
oh man, you
Chamber all the way.
better up your QC on your Mark 7, like.
Well, the problem is that wasn't reloaded ammo.
Oh.
So I'm not really sure. I mean, it probably could have been something else. Maybe it kind of just not slid into the extractor the way it should have. I mean, it could have been any number of things, but it was really weird to watch it in slow-mo. And then when I cleared the jam, the bullet perfectly went like facing the chamber and then 180'd and then tried to feed back in. It was the whole thing.
Oh,
it sucked.
Everything hits the ground, new mag into the gun.
Did he figure out what it was on yours?
It was very dirty. Very dirty.
No shit.
And I've replaced both guns have new barrels, so he went through this barrel and like polished up the feed ramp. There was a burr on the, I don't know, where he said somewhere on the bottom there was a burr he took off that he thought maybe was holding it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you I mean, another side note, do you ring the barrels on your Shadow 2s?
No,
you just load short.
Yeah, typically when I reload for them, I run them a little short, like 1.095. That sound right? Yeah, 1.0095. That's the target. I mean, I shoot a lot of different bullet types, which does not help stuff.
Yeah, that's around where we were when Jackie was shooting the Shadow 2 was like 101.
Yeah, 101. Yeah,
yeah,
1.1.
Right?
1.1. Now I'm going to sound silly. I should have this data on me, but yeah, I feel like that's.
I don't reload. I'm just going based off what sounds about right.
Yeah, I think I feel like 1.1 is pretty average, maybe a little bit on the short side. So
Yeah.
when I reload, my target's a little bit less than that. But I could check my notes, which are not handy at the moment. But no, I don't ream the barrels. It's just sometimes when you get barrels, they don't quite fit perfectly. So it's
Sure.
good to have someone who knows what they're doing instead of just me with a file, which does not work out. I try, but yeah, back to Brew City. Yeah, so yeah, but staff day went fairly well, and then yeah, main match went, I would say, very well. My stage 8 was running slow. It was like one of my bigger. That was the one that was like the big triangle with the double activator sequence on it.
Oh, yeah, the one with the 2 targets in the middle.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the stages from Rohan. But yeah, that one was
Great stage.
Yeah. Well, you could thank Rohan Wallace.
I think that was that 8?
I feel like it was. I mean, I took some liberties.
Yeah. It was. That was the best stage I had all match.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was on match day. That one was running a little bit slow, so I kind of stepped in and RO'd a few squads to give people breaks and kind of keep it moving, But it was a big footprint of a stage. It had 2 activators on it, and you had to walk around the whole base. So
yeah, it was a large bay. It was, and everything was really spread out. Like
yeah,
you had to have your squad had to really be on it with pasters dispersed everywhere to get it reset in a timely fashion.
yeah, and even scoring, yelling from one side to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need accurate scores. We can't make stuff up. But so it's just it was a bit of a killer for time.
And that is the double-edged sword of having a stage like that with options where it's really hard for the RO staff to get into a rhythm of scoring when every other shooter is ending and starting in a different spot.
Yeah. And that was one of the things I felt I really liked about the match is watching video, there did seem to be a lot of different approaches to stages that even when I was setting them up, I'm like, I don't know about this actually having options or something. It's like more often than not, it kind of worked out,
Yeah.
in terms of how people tackled it. So I was happy about that.
What was the overall response to stage 10?
I did not hear any serious criticism of it. I mean, I caught some flack from some people that it didn't go their way, but the tongue in cheek, like, oh, way to go on that one, But
Yeah.
no, I was super happy. Nick designed that one. I gave him kind of a prompt of what I wanted, and so originally I didn't want it to have paper at all in it, and I kind of liked the paper. It gave it kind of a little flair at the end, and
Mm-hmm.
personally, I was very happy with that stage. I liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. It was a great stage.
And
For those who don't know, that's the one that was 8 rounds.
Yep.
2 on paper, rest steel, strong hand only.
Yeah, and the footprint wasn't super exciting, but there was kind of close to medium steel kind of spread out. So if you're feeling froggy, you could shoot it on the move, which watching people's match videos, I definitely saw some people really take that steel while moving well. It's only 8 rounds, so it's like most people's magazines are going to be able to, you're not going to slide lock, right? If you have a makeup. And yeah, what we had one single stack guy, 2 production guys, 1 production guy. So 1. Nick was the only one. Yeah.
Nick was the only one.
So, it was legal stage and everything. And, I just didn't want to, unnecessarily force a strong hand only reload. Not that that's a huge deal, but, I kind of looked at it weekend only. It might've been a little bit too difficult. Everybody would have just more or less really slowed down the match, and freestyle would have been way too easy. It would have been not very interesting. I thought strong hand was the perfect middle ground on it.
I think so. And I really liked having a good taste of a short course with really what most US shooters would consider a medium course movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really hope people look at that and go, that's an interesting challenge. We should bring more of that in because it was a lot of fun. It really was.
Yeah, so a very different way to like get the strong hand weekend thing. There's no weekend, but like when I look at the matches I've run over the years, I think whatever my first Northern Illinois sectional was, I did like standing in the box, shoot these targets, reload, strong hand, and string two, do the opposite type thing. And I made the stage too difficult because like 40% zeroed it. I was like, oh, people will be happy with 35-yard shots on partials. Like they were not happy about it. And that's not what I want. I don't want to give 40% of the people a zero, right? Like,
Right.
And then last year I did, I shouldn't say, the last time I ran the Northern Illinois, I did the 2-part stage where like string one was in box one, string two was in box two. And it was like string one was like 6 shots, reload, but it was 2 shooting positions with like visual barrier.
Mm.
Then you'd reload and then you'd shoot them each like strong hand, then go to the other one. It would be freestyle weekend. So in essence, it was like 2 short courses that I called one stage and set up on 2 different things. And I kind of like that, but I just couldn't repeat it this year because that's not very creative.
No, this was cool. It was cool to see strong hand only in a match that wasn't in a standard stage. And really, if you think about it, even though some of those poppers were 20,
Yeah, I would say 18 to 20 is kind of where I
and it's one of those things like, is it a hard shot? No, moderate difficulty. Really, the time suck for a lot of people was self-induced because clearly, if you finish the stage hitting the popper, you could have done it 1 for 1 if you just took your time.
Yeah. And there was 4 of the steel really had options on them for moving. There was like the initial big steel would get shadowed by that barrel next to it. So if you drew and you moved, it would go from like a big steel to a smaller size one. And the 2 intermediate ones, if you're feeling like moving, you had a lot of time on those. And then I had the entry steel, and then one you'd have to take static, and then like the paper. So yeah, the design kind of at least had what I wanted for options.
I surprised myself on that one, the second to last steel before the paper. Sportiest transition I can imagine, and imagine that, like, look where you're supposed to shoot, and like the dot goes, and as long as you pull the trigger,
next to the hand and the hand,
yeah,
it's amazing.
I mean, I remember hitting it and like even thinking to myself, like, fuck, let them cook. Like, that was fucking good. Yeah, I was shocked. I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, no, it turned out quite well. So I was very happy with that.
Good. How many shooters total did you have? It was 2.
No, it was 184 is what I think. Oh, hold on.
Nope, 196.
196.
Yep.
I'm showing 184 on mine. I'm going to say 184 is the official.
Okay. Well, your competitor app is showing 196.
Oh, am I? I don't know if the no shows got pulled out of there, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, and yeah, not a ton of DQs, which was nice.
Yeah.
There was no pattern to it. It wasn't like one stage just all the DQs happened on. So, well, yeah, it was it was a good match. At least I think so.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually got to shoot my first Canadian, so that was good too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can all go up and visit Nick next summer. So,
I would like that very much. I think it'd be a ton of fun.
Yeah, the provincials. I've shot them 3 times up there. Yeah, provincials are a very, very good match. At least the last time I shot it in 2022. So a lot of stages, a lot of competitors. I don't know if things have changed since, because 22 was after their ban, but they still had a lot of new gun owners. People who bought them just as Trudeau was shutting it down. Now years have passed. It's like I don't know who got in or no one got in, but I wonder how many people got out.
Yeah.
Out of practical shooting. So, I mean, they still have that PCC thing going on, so that drives a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have that, like, not to get into Canadian politics on your show, but from my understanding, there's certain blowback 9mm PCCs that are still available. So they see some growth in PCC for IPSC. But they're limited to 10. No,
yeah,
5.
10-round mags suck.
Guess I don't know how Canadian law views that, because it's 10 rounds for handguns, 5 rounds for rifle and shotgun. So if they view the PCC as a rifle, then it would be 5 rounds. But
Right.
I don't know. I'd have to ask someone who would actually know. So
I'll make sure to ask Nick, because I actually got the okay from him to come on the show. So
that's awesome. Nick is awesome.
we'll have to do a whole episode of learning how how fucked Canada is, and how appreciative people that live in like my state should be that it's not quite like that, and you should continue to fight for your rights to not be Canada.
Yeah. It's like when I look at Illinois, and I'm not that far from Illinois, I'm like, man, you guys have it bad. Then you go to Canada and you're like, wow, this is really bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
You're literally you're the inside of the shit sandwich, my man.
Yeah. And I mean, they still allow us to bring guns in there, but it is the most restrictive as a competitor who's, I don't know, I've shot 7, 8 countries. Like, that's one of the places where you have to, like, they don't take your gun, but like you have to tell them what roads you're going to be on. You can only be at establishments that like serve the needs of the match, right? Like it's kind of a pain in the ass. But the matches are good and the people are great, so
That's good.
Take the good with the bad,
Right. Do you have plans for next year already?
Tentatively, it's going to be a go. I don't want to like officially say anything until like got the whole match kind of done, in the books.
Yeah.
And we got to look.
Can't hold you to anything on this. This is just to give people kind of what goes on in your mind preparing for a match that is roughly 350 days away.
Yeah. No, I would I would say that I'm definitely leaning towards yes, but gotta get through a few things and then see how life is going at that point.
Okay. Cool. You have your local, your monthly match coming up soon,
right? IPSC.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got I'm running a local match on the same weekend as Area 5. And not because I'm competing with Area 5, I just have the 4th Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So one of my big goals for this year was to give my matches more of a feel. In the past, it would be like, I'd run the 8 matches throughout the year and they'd be kind of like, whatever stages I put together, and it's fun, But this year I wanted to give them a feel. So this is our IPSC match. So I've actually gotten quite a few emails. So hopefully a bunch of my shooters who are planning to come are listening to this so that I can just do this via, an announcement on Tony's show, and I don't have to keep like answering all the emails and phone calls, which I'm happy to do. But it is a USPSA match. So USPSA equipment rules, USPSA competitor rules, all that applies. What I'm doing is I'm trying to build a match that feels like IPSC, right? Like the targetry will be mostly correct. Like we're using IPSC targets with the exception of 2 stages that are like provisional classifiers, because it's just, those are free classifiers at the moment, right? Our 26 series are still in provisional.
I believe so.
Yeah. So I wanted to capitalize on that. So yes, when you come to my match, there'll be 2 stages with USPSA targets. That, strictly speaking, you're not going to see that at an IPSC match. The other thing with targetry is I don't have enough IPSC poppers. I think I've got 13 on hand. So, you can't have a pepper popper at an IPSC match, nothing with a head, right?
Right.
So a bunch of my steel isn't going to be IPSC legal, but we're just going to squint a little bit and say, let's pretend it doesn't have that. But, as for the rules go, USPSA all the way. But I am doing a mix of 3-2-1. So we'll have 3 short to every 2 medium to every 1 long. I'm doing 12 stages.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, well, because either I do a 6-stage match with like half of them being 12 rounds or less, right? Or I have to go the other direction. I mean, strictly speaking, I don't have to follow that, but I wanted to. So there is going to be, so everyone listening who plans on attending, this is my like, please be patient with Eric, because Eric's going to double up 4 of the bays, right? So 4 would give me 8 plus the other 4 bays I got. All right, I think my math is mathing, but we're gonna do 12. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do like section starts. So I should have like 7 squads, I think is what I got, 7 or 8. Basically, they'll be like groupings, like stages 1 and 2 are like section 1. You shoot those 2 as like, you don't shoot them together, obviously, but like that's where you're gonna start. Then 3 and 4, that's where the next one starts. So hopefully that works. So there's a little bit of gaps between everybody, but there's gonna be a lot more to do on the bays.
Okay.
And so a lot of the times the stages are gonna be designed like one of them will be in the right side of the bay, like let's say a short course, you shoot the short course, and the medium middle to the left side of the bay will be the medium course. And then we'll have like a long course, but then we'll have like a 6-round short course off to the side. So it's going to have a lot of moving parts. I imagine there's going to be some growing pains, let's say, but I think it'll be pretty cool because it's going to be 12-stage local match. And I'm giving away 1022.
I was going to say there's a lot of stuff going for you. Is one, he's giving you more rounds because it would have, if it was just 6 stages, IPSC inspired, you would be shooting significantly less rounds.
Potentially less than 100.
Yeah, I mean, your round count sits at 220 right now.
Right? That's a good amount of shooting for the $25 to shoot the match, right?
Super good. And you're shooting 12 stages, so you're getting challenges and variety at a local. And on top of that, you have a chance to win a gun.
Yeah. Well, the gun was supposed to go to Canada. The winner of the gun threw all of his tickets at the one raffle. He's like, oh, hey, I can bring this up there. And then you look at what it would take to export a gun. So then I just bought it off of him, and now we're giving it away again. So
Hey.
It's going to be a lot easier if I just give it away to a local shooter. So
yeah,
and he was happy with what he's getting. So
good. Yeah, that's awesome. So 2 classifiers, 10 stages, and I pulled up. If you guys want, Eric's doing a really good job for a local, mind you. A local, he actually has the match book published on the practice score match page thing, so you can see the stages, and they look pretty cool.
Yeah, D'Artagnan designed them. So
yeah, they got a good look to them. It'd be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I won't be able to shoot this. I'll be in Area 5.
You could just finish shooting and come on, drive from Michigan over to Wisconsin.
Just hop on the ferry. No,
there is a ferry.
I know.
Yeah, you float over here.
No, I'll be good. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I would. I mean, I would also encourage my local shooter or anyone who's thinking about it. Like, if you had the choice between my match and Area 5, please consider Area 5 because it's the biggest match we're going to have in the Midwest outside of the Nationals, right? So if you missed Race Gun Nationals, this is your next big bite at the apple. So,
yep.
But if you're staying home that weekend and want to have a lot of fun, come shoot my match.
All right. Another side tangent. What do you consider the Midwest?
I mean, like in terms of USPSA, because I'd be like Area 5.
No, like states.
Oh, wow, real side tangent. Like Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa.
Well, clearly Ohio, because you just said Race Gun Nationals.
Yeah, I would say Ohio, yeah.
So we go all the way to almost the East Coast. How far west do we go before it's not Midwest?
I would say like west of the Appalachians, just west, or like, so if you go west of Appalachia and then Minnesota, that'd be my cutoff.
So Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, those are all Midwest.
Yeah, I'd say the Dakotas begin the west.
Okay. I would agree.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a little weird to me. Like Ohio, I start to question whether or not we're technically in the Midwest anymore.
I feel like Ohio is pretty Midwestern, you know.
Kind of. Most of it is.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of states like that. You know, it's like for people who aren't familiar with Illinois, like the southern bits of Illinois are drastically different than the city bits.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
tell me if you're like Peoria or something, or Peoria to like Chicago, very different.
Yeah. I mean, the northwest side of Illinois is nothing like the rest of Illinois at all.
Yeah. I'm always shocked. You go down to like Havana to shoot and you're like, where am I? But I'm used to just like the suburbs and stuff. Well, or the area between Milwaukee and Chicago.
Yeah, sorry. That was a huge. I'm on a quest to find out because there's been a lot of people writing in and stuff about what's the Midwest, what's not the Midwest, and how Illinois is not the Midwest. Right, we're central. I'm like, we're in the middle. We are literally the middle of the country.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want from me. Like, all right. You still got room in this match, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Not much. As of right now, 33 spots left.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, my matches have been
I
selling.
want to shoot it.
Yeah, my matches have been selling well this year. So
Good.
This one probably, if it sells out, I won't open up a ton of extra spots just because space is going to be tight. It's like there comes that point where if you put too many people in, everyone's going to have a terrible experience. So it's like,
especially
rather
with
just
so much trial and error you're doing right now.
yeah, and the 12 stages and like.
Okay. Oh, very cool. And like you said, it is still technically USPSA rules, so you don't have to worry about having
You don't need
actual
new guns.
140 mags. You can use your normal mags, your normal mag well. You can take your sight picture. Like,
Production gun list is ours, because IPSC's got a different list. So
are you going to have every stage implement with like that rule 1.11 whatever where they can't exit the fault line?
We talked about this, me and D'Artagnan. I'll implement it if I think there's a viable option. Like running outside the fault lines would present an opportunity.
Sure.
But we tried to design the stages to not have that, right? Like we're just staying in the fault lines kind of makes sense. It's something I want to like build on. Ultimately it would be nice to host a big IPSC match in the Midwest. Like not nationals necessarily, but like, Florida gets the Extreme for the USA Extreme. There's a lot of on the logistical end that you have to do, to get the right guys from Iroa and enough people. But I think by just bringing this in piecemeal, it'll make it more accessible to a lot more people.
Sure. I could see that. Have our own Midwest IPSC.
I would like that. I would like to bring something like that in. But, just even from like my end of things, like working at, with Schultz and with NISA and stuff, it's like, I brought up the steel thing. It's like, if you were going to do that kind of match, like I got to start buying the right kind of steel. It's going to take a while to get that all in,
Sure.
It's easy to buy paper targets. It's much more of a investment to buy the right amount of steel.
Now, do they basically use what we call Colt steel?
Yeah. It'd be like a circle without the pepper popper extension, the head. But they also use more falling plates, which I'm a huge fan of. But
yeah,
that's a hard investment as a club because it's like they really don't want them at level 2s or 3s for USPSA. So it's like spending that money for falling plates. I like them, but yeah, it's a little tough.
Yeah, I big fan of those. I became a real big fan of those when I shot the Pro-Am.
Yeah, they're fun and they give me like an ability, like so that it's hard to find bays that are actually like flat, right? Even at Schultz, like there's always a grade up towards the berm. So like putting a piece of metal on a stick, right? Like you can use a lot more of your space where it's like it also gets hard to put poppers near the berm.
Yeah.
So I like that. But yeah, there's all the problems of like the setup and then moving during the match. And then what if they don't fall, which isn't super common, but something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, we had 2 new plates. So going back to Brew City, before we get off on tangent, I had my 2 activator plates, the knockdown Rhino ones from Targets USA, the one on Bay 3, and I had one on Bay 8, or Stage 8, I should say.
Yeah, that was the one that activated the crazy
Weird
monkey thingy.
Yeah, and we had 2 of those new swingers I bought last year. So they have a lot of articulation on them, like way more than I'll probably use on a regular basis. but we set one on kind of crazy mode, not crazy mode, but like used as much of it as we could. The other one I actually stripped down to just make a regular swinger. That one ended up on stage 1.
Okay. Interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of Brew City, I would receive a ton of emails if I did not bring this up. And it was a DQ that happened at your match.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think you know which one I'm talking about, seeing as we were just talking about the steel.
Yeah.
And
And
swinger.
stage 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question, which a lot of people questioned, and I got questions about it, and I'm like, guys, I didn't have anything to do with this match. Like, oh yeah, but Eric's on the show. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fair.
You ask away, you know.
Just should you have covered?
Yeah.
that
Yeah. In
area?
retrospect, I should have. You know, like I'm sure if everyone watched the video, right? Like, it was brought up, you know, like, hey, steel's visible under this. We actually covered the first 4 feet of that wall, you know, so that and my concern was scoring calls, like, you know, people getting on the sites, moving, not realizing the wall had started or something. So I'm like, well, better visual barrier. And yeah, I was like, kind of like, well, the wall goes to infinity. So who's going to shoot under the wall? Oh, was I
Yeah.
proven
You know,
right?
listen, dude. When people asked me that question and brought it up, because I got sent that a lot, and they wanted opinions on it, I said, listen, how many times have you ever been to a match and you can still see the target underneath the wall and you don't shoot at it because you know you can't shoot under the wall?
Yeah.
Like it's super known. And I see the other side of the coin. It shouldn't have been accessible. I'm sure he got caught up in the moment. I'm sure that shooter knows the fact that it goes from infinity to the ground.
Yeah, no, I was actually able to talk to him post match and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, at a different match we were shooting, so it was no hard feelings there. So
Yeah. No, and a lot of people want to blow it up. I'm like, guys, it was a simple. I'm sure he got caught up in the moment. It was like, oh shit, I left steel. Let me just fucking
he even
shoot.
missed the first shot. You know, if he had
Yeah.
stopped shooting after the first miss, you know, he would have been fine.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
yes.
things happen, and yeah, no, in hindsight, like yeah, definitely should cover that up. Like lesson learned there.
All right. Well, there you guys go. You heard it from Eric. Play his fuck up too.
Dude, you're just kind of holding on to the reins. Stuff is gonna happen. It's just like you try not to get in your own way from like learning stuff, right? Like if you take like, yep, that was a mistake. I made it. Got to answer for it. Like that's what happened, you know.
Sure. Cool, dude. Anything else that we missed?
I'm sure there is. I'm like, but I just wanted to get a recap when it was still somewhat fresh in my head, but now it's kind of we're on to thinking about July, then August, September, and we got monster match. So
Is it going to be as crazy as last year's?
yeah, and that's the thing is like start thinking now about how to design like interesting, fun, obviously hosey stages, right? Like, you know, I think anybody can just go and put 50 targets up in a bay, right? That's a thing, I guess. But like, how do you make it interesting and compelling, and so that everyone's still having fun and not just like, wow, I burned up all of this ammo. But you wanted to do it like, oh, I burned up all this ammo, but I had fun. So
Yeah. Which last year was definitely fun.
yeah. Well, and what it was you, right, who like told me after the match, because like when I did it 2 years ago, I was like, man, what I crack like 300 rounds or something for the 8 stages? I'm like, oh, this might be too much ammo for people, and you're like, no more. So I went to 400. I was like, was that too much? And everyone was kind of like, no, we could do a little bit more. So I'm not gonna make it abusive. It's not gonna be like, well, this is a 1,000 round 8 stage match. Like, nah, that'd be kind of dumb. But like, I'll try to like right, like if it was just like Bill drill all these targets, like that's not interesting. But if I can make something compelling and put it in the 30 to 40 to 50 round stages, I'd be open to that, you know, and try to balance it all out and have different shooting stuff. So Bay 4 is always a tough one at Schultz, especially for that kind of stuff. So there's that really tiny, like almost storage bay that I use.
Oh yeah, the one like right at the crest.
Yeah, where like the old rifle what do
Mhm.
you call it, full systems there. Like we normally just use it for storage, but I kind of like trying to squeeze stuff into it.
What we do there last time? It was what, three? Was it three build drills or two?
It might have been. It was. That's a good one for the multi-round thing because it won't. I just can't fit a ton of targets in there. So if it's like 3, 4 shots a piece, it's not a. It's not as bad as if I put them on a big bay, right? Then
Yeah.
squeeze a lot more targets in there.
Well, cool, dude. That was
Yeah,
the recap. I had a shit ton of fun at that match.
yeah. I was
You
glad
did
you're able to
awesome
make
job.
it. And you're a big help with securing some of our sponsors. You're really good at that, so it's much appreciated.
Yeah, anytime, man. I like to make it a a thing with you where if it's if we're putting on a match and you or I are involved and I call someone, I don't want them to have to hesitate. Like they know they're going to get their money's worth out of it because shooters enjoy going to the matches put on by these people.
So that's the goal, you know. It's
So,
for the shooters, right? Like,
I don't know if I want to ask you this on air. How's the NISA podcast?
oh well, it hasn't been going great.
I
Just
can
been
cut
hard.
this out if you want. I just thought about it.
Yeah, this has been my kind of like stopgap is to go on to yours, where it's like you
That's all right.
probably you probably definitely for sure reach more of my shooters than mine did. I missed May. Like I'll do a double one for June. Didn't happen. Now we're in July, so
Well, I'll tell you what, man. We'll make it easy on you, and we can just do a special Pew Time episode for NISA updates,
that'd be awesome.
and we'll just do it on this one, and we can just publish it whenever. It doesn't have to go out on our normal Tuesdays. It's whenever you want to put the recap out for that month. Let's do that.
Also, I enjoy talking to you, so it's way more easier with two people. Well,
Yeah.
you get tacky most of the time, so I feel like
Well,
when I'm just reading the script myself, yeah, sometimes when I'm doing the script by myself, I burn through all my material really fast, and then I'm like, well, thanks for joining in for 5 minutes of content. Like, download, subscribe, and like. Since it's like there's not a lot there,
no,
which is good. Which is good, you know.
some of my favorite podcasts that I listen to are like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, different time lengths work for different people, but
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like 15 minutes, and man, trying to stretch NISA news month to month. Not a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on, but not that much interesting stuff going on.
I've only had to do it a handful of times, but try doing Pew Time by yourself for the whole thing. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah. Now I can imagine.
No, but we'll do that. I have no problem doing the NISA update, and we can do it on here, or we'll set something up. We'll make sure it's somewhat regular, even if it's just 15 minutes of us talking and catching up with the what the local match is going to be, the theme is, and stuff like that.
No, I appreciate it. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cool. All right, dude. Well, I guess that's it. That'll be this episode. Uh, pimp your stuff out, Eric.
Oh man.
Uh,
Well, I don't have a ton of stuff. Well,
no,
I
but
mean,
you give a lot of stuff. Like you may not think it's educational or beneficial, but like watching your videos and stuff helps
oh
people.
yeah. What am I? Eric._Kamps.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah, I changed it a while back, so it's like kind of a weird little smiley thing. But Eric._Kamps. Otherwise, Eric Robert Kamps on Facebook. Post all my stuff in both places. NISA, so practice score NISA for all of our future matches. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And the NISA monthly update, which I'm going to be doing with Tony now. So,
Yeah.
so
And
if you
then
found this podcast, you'll find that podcast.
that's true. And then NISA_USPSA is the Instagram for
Yes.
as a
Yeah.
club to catch up with all their matches and stuff. And really, you should be just marking NISA as a club that you shoot on practice score, and then you get uploaded with all the matches for sign up anyway.
We try to fill out the schedule pretty early. So I haven't started into 27 yet, but it's coming.
Okay, good. For us, you guys know what to do, when to do it. At Laugh and Load on all the social medias. Questions, comments, concerns, topic ideas, pewtimepodcast@gmail.com. And that's it, man. Thank you for coming on. And
Well, thank you for having me.
awesome, dude. All right, guys, we will talk to you next time.
See you.